Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Taylor Armstrong gives us her take on whether Kyle Richards should return to Beverly Hills. Plus, Kim and Kroy are in house trouble, Brandy Glenville goes off on Bravo, and Monica Garcia shares some heartbreaking news. Plus, Dolores Catania reveals what the big drama is this season on Real Housewives of New Jersey.
It's definitely closure for people, and you can't come back from the stuff that you're gonna see.
Really? We've got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey everyone, and welcome to Getting Real with the Housewives. I'm Christina. Lots of big Housewives news coming up this week, and yes, finally, the Housewives are back on our screen this weekend with New Jersey about to premiere. So excited for it. You guys are going to love it, but let's see what you had to say about last week's show. Victoria says, Atlanta will not be the same without Kandi. What a shame. I love Kenya, but I don't know if I'll watch now. A lot of definitely some mixed opinions about this one. This was Kandi's decision to leave. She wasn't fired, so it seems like she wants to kind of move on to bigger things or better. Maybe not bigger things, maybe not better things, but different things. Another user said, we were all done with Kyle last year, so she comes back after a big change in lots of ways. I think she needs to move on. Another user said, hopefully Kyle will be back. Hard no to Tori spelling, and I will miss Crystal. Yeah, a lot of people were divided on whether or not they think Kyle should come back. I mean, ultimately, nothing has been revealed yet, but her former co-star Taylor Armstrong does have an opinion on this subject. She said to us, I can't imagine her not being on the show. I also think it might be good for her just to take a year and be happy and not feel the pressure of the show on top of everything that's going on in a relationship. She added, it's nice to step away and take a breather for a minute. I don't know if she would know how, though. She's been doing it for so long. Now, Kyle has been through a lot in the last year, as we know. Most of it was captured on Beverly Hills season 13, also buying Beverly Hills. She and Mauricio, of course, split after 27 years of marriage, have yet to file for divorce. We still don't know what her relationship is with Morgan Wade. But Taylor did add, Kyle knows I'm always here at any time. She's got a lot going on. It's just a lot of people around her. She has a great support system. And I have to imagine she probably would just not have to talk about it so much. It's hard to experience your emotions and your feelings and everything you're going through when people are just constantly asking you about it. I just wish that she could have a break. I mean, maybe she does need a break. Maybe she kind of just needs to get her personal life together without cameras around, but I'm sure it's just like second nature to her at this point because she's been doing it for so long. People are so invested in her life, so we'll have to wait and see. Well, Alexia from the Real Housewives of Miami is opening up for the first time about how she's feeling in the wake of her husband Todd filing for divorce. So she was on her podcast with her co-star Marisol, and she said that she was really taken aback by the news. She told Marisol for the first 2 weeks actually, still today, it's been 3 weeks, and I'm still going back in my head, like, what happened? And I don't want to have any anger, but I understand that anger is also one of the grieving stages. Oh, stations, she said, oh, stages. She added, yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying because I find myself lost. She also said on the podcast when talking about being strong, she noted that life doesn't prepare you for emotional strength. Feel bad for her. She was definitely seemed to be so in love with him, but we did see last season they were having some financial discussions, maybe some issues. They had to move out of their apartment. He really wasn't as engaged as in filming as he was before, but it kind of seems like she was blindsided by this. At least that's what she's saying. I haven't heard Todd's side, but it does seem like that she was kind of not expecting this. Their apartment is now back up for rent. So if you have, I think, almost $40,000 a month to spend on rent at a penthouse in Miami, then it's on the market. All right, moving on over to Brandy Glenville. She's disappointed that more people aren't paying attention to Bravo's response to Caroline Manzo's lawsuit surrounding the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. She told us, because of the lawsuits, they had to respond in their own lawsuit or their response letter saying nothing happened that was bad. They literally outlined what was done and no one cares. It feels like the public only cares when you're down and out. They don't care when you're being okay. She didn't do anything. It's very frustrating and gross. Now in April, Brandy took to social media and expressed disappointment that Bravo's response to Caroline's lawsuit wasn't getting more attention. She said, so I've been vindicated by Bravo and nobody cares. I guess it's much more exciting when I'm being accused of sexual assault or being called a rapist. What is wrong with effing people I guess ruining lives is more exciting than vindicating a person seriously. Us Weekly did reach out to Bravo for comment on Brandy's claims. We did not hear back, but it seems like, there was a lot going back and forth about this Ultimate Girls Trip, about what happened, what didn't happen. It doesn't seem like we'll probably ever see this season of Ultimate Girls Trip, which, disappointing for a lot of fans because it was such a great cast. But I think that these tapes will be sealed and probably never seen the light of day unless they need it for evidence going forward in a case or something like that. But it seems like for now, we will not have a release date on this season of Ultimate Girls Trip. Well, Kim Zolciak and Kroy's Atlanta mansion is once again at risk of being foreclosed as the estranged couple struggle to find a buyer. So Truist Bank has given the pair until May 3rd to go back to court and sort out the outstanding debt that they owe the lender. So the paperwork was filed on April 23rd and is meant to push Kim and Kroy to accelerate their repayment plan for Truist Bank. If the estranged spouses don't go back to court by the end of the week, they could be served with a foreclosure. So this comes as Kim actually attempted to clear the air about her #RAP post about Kroy. She wrote via Warp Speed, so everyone in the world, it seems, is talking about my post yesterday. Let's be clear, at no point did I claim Kroy was dead, nor did I allude to that. She clarified the confusion, adding, in fact, I used a picture of both us and said #RIP, and frankly, the end of my relationship was like a death of sorts, so #RIP to that. And the story it linked to also had nothing to do with Kroy dying. For those that don't remember, she took to Instagram on April 23rd to share a black and white photo of her and Kroy writing #RIP and including a link to an article remembering celebrities who died last year, and she was likely paid for that. It seems like these two are just continuing in their financial trouble. Surprising that it's taken so long for this house to be into foreclosure. It was supposed to go into foreclosure, then it stopped, and now it seems like if they don't get their finances together, then it definitely could be. But it's been on the market for a long time, and I don't know if maybe they're not budging with the price and things like that because they need extra money, but looks like the clock is ticking. All right, well, this is a sad story. So 2 weeks after announcing her pregnancy, Salt Lake City's Monica Garcia revealed she suffered a miscarriage. She wrote on Instagram, "There is no heartbeat. I don't have any words, and I'm still processing all of this myself. As quickly as this happened, that's how quickly things have changed." She noted that she's sending so much love to those who are undergoing miscarriages, fertility issues, pregnancy problems, if you have an angel baby, and everything in between. So alongside the message, she shared black and white snaps of her and another person's hands, as well as a pic of her in the hospital. Such a sad time. I know that she, wasn't expecting this pregnancy, but kind of, embraced it, and she was really looking forward to it, and such a tragic, and our hearts go out to anybody that is dealing with those issues as well, because I can't imagine. It's got to be really, really difficult. All right, well, like I said in the top of the show, the Housewives drought is officially almost over. It's been weeks, I think months, since the Housewives have been on our screen, but Jersey is back, and I've seen the first episode, and it's back with a bang. We caught up with the one and only Dolores Catania, who teased this about this upcoming season and how Paulie gets in a little bit of the drama himself. We just saw this cold open, which I think my jaw was literally on the floor.
I got chills watching it, and I'm in it.
Right, and you're in it. I mean, I know you can't tell us exactly what happens because we don't want to spoil the show. Yeah. But is there any
it's
context?
Worth the wait.
Is there any context that you can kind of give around what we're going to see at Rails?
What you're going to see is the finale of a lot of relationships there. It's definitely closure for people, and you can't come back from the stuff that you're going to see.
Really? So there's
at that finale. No coming back.
Because I felt like we felt that at the end of last season too, and at the end of the reunion.
Yeah.
And then you feel that even more so this season.
Yeah. If there was a shadow of a doubt, now that's gone.
That door is closed.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting that you were sitting alone at that table. Is that a symbolism that literally everybody is kind of done and you're kind of the middle person that's still trying to
I guess so, yeah. I tried
together?
so hard to not get it to the point that it's at. But because it got to this point, you have to say it's so bad that it's time to let things go.
Sure. in your relationships too? Because I know that, like you said, you've been trying to, the glue that's tried to hold people together
Not
for so long.
in my relationships. My relationships have stayed the same. Okay. I've had my issues this season. Yeah. Oh, I have had my things on and off that you will say. And I've gotten through them and I've moved forward. Not everybody's going to be able to do that.
No, you know, in that clip that we see you calling someone and effing see you next Tuesday, and I feel like it takes a lot to probably get you to that point.
It did, and it's been a long time since you've seen that in me. It's probably one of the worst you've seen in me.
Really?
Yeah.
And it looks like it's directed at Margaret. Is it directed at Margaret?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that something that surprised you? That, like, that relationship, if it's about her, that relationship maybe kind of
Oh,
dissolved?
yeah. Well, of course, I wouldn't react that way if I wasn't surprised.
Sure, yeah, no, definitely.
So that, and there's other things that Margaret and I will speak about this season where I could have been mad, but I wasn't surprised. You're less mad when you're not surprised.
Right. Like I said, it is must-watch TV, and it is so interesting because dynamics definitely shift, and Teresa and Melissa, that's not even an issue anymore, but the girls definitely bring it, so I'm excited for everybody to see it. All right, let's wrap up with our social spotlight, and Garcia Bravo became the latest celebrity and the first Real Housewife to receive a royal surprise in the mail, courtesy of Meghan Markle. So Garcelle showed off her jar of American Riviera Orchard Jam, courtesy of the Duchess of Sussex. So she is one of the, select few that have gotten this jar of jam. So she delicately balanced in a basket of lemons. She captioned the snap of her jam, sweetness. So she has, as I said, Meghan has been sending out gift baskets of the jam before her new company, American Riviera Orchard, makes them available for purchase. According to the public trademark database, the company will sell items like jams, preserves, butters, tableware, cutlery, tablecloths, and cookbooks. But Garcelle got some, Kris Jenner, Chrissy Teigen. I think there was 50 jars sent out, and it was to a select few, but it'll be available for purchase soon, I'm sure. All right, well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. Let me know what you're most excited about when it comes to this upcoming season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So happy that it is back, and I can't wait to recap it each and every week. But for now, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and I'll see you next week.